8 October has been observed as the Indian Air Force Day. Earlier, Indian Air Force was known as the Royal Indian Air Force, and after independence, Air Force served the nation with the prefix Royal, which was dropped when India became a republic in 1950. The Indian Air Force or Bharatiya Vayu Sena is the air arm of the Indian Armed Forces with the primary mission to secure Indian airspace and conduct aerial activities during armed conflicts. More than 1,70,000 personnel are in service with the Indian Air Force, and its personnel and aircraft asset rank 4th amongst the air forces of the world. The President of India is CNC, the Commander-in-Chief of the Army, and so holds the rank of the Supreme Commander of the Air Force too. The Chief of Air Staff and Air Chief Marshal is responsible for all the operational command of the Air Force. The Indian Air Force not only safeguards Indian territory and national interests from all threats, but also provides support during natural disasters. The Indian Air Force provides air support to the Indian Army on the battlefield as well as strategic and tactical airlift capabilities. The Indian Air Force comprises highly trained crews and pilots and has access to modern military resources which provide India with the capacity to carry out rapid response, evacuation, search and rescue operations and delivery of relief supplies to the aircraft areas through cargo aircraft. Flying Officer Nirmaljeet Singh Shekho was an officer of the Indian Air Force. He was posthumously awarded the Paramveer Chakra, India's highest military award, during wartime in recognition of his lone defense of Srinagar airbase against Pakistani Air Force air raid during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1971. IAF ranks as the 4th largest operational air force in the world. Motto of the Indian Air Force is "Touch the Sky with Glory", and it was taken from the 11th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The Air Force employs about 1,70,000 personnel and over 1,400 aircrafts after independence. The Air Force took part in 4 wars with Pakistan and 1 with People's Republic of China. It works with the United Nations peacekeeping missions and took part in relief operations during natural disasters such as Gujarat cyclone in 1998, tsunami in 2004 and floods in the North India. IAF has also been the part of the relief mission such as Operation Rainbow in Sri Lanka in 1990. Major operations undertaken by Indian Air Force include Operation Vijay, Operation Meghdoot and Operation Cactus. In 1999, the Indian Air Force undertook Operation Safed Sagar, the most unique air operation undertaken by any air force in the world. An air attack was launched and won at the unprecedented height under unfavorable climatic conditions against an intruding army. The Indian Air Force also participated in the peacekeeping mission at Somalia as part of humanitarian operation. The last decade of the 20th century saw a phenomenal change in the structure of the Indian Air Force with the introduction of the women into the Air Force for short service commissions. It was also a time when the Air Force undertook some of the most riskful operations ever undertaken. IAF is the first of India's 3 military branches to give women a role in combat, creating history. The first batch of the 3 female pilots, Avni Chaturvedi, Bhavna Kant and Mohana Singh, were introduced in Indian Air Force Fighter Squadron in 2016. During the Kargil War, Flight Lieutenant Gunjan Singh Sena made history. She became the first Indian Air Force woman officer who went to war. Flight Lieutenant Shivani Singh, who was commissioned into IAF in 2017 as part of the second batch of the women fighter, will be the first women fighter pilot to fly Rafale. And Rafale introduced into Indian Air Force on this September 10th, 2020. The Rafale jets are India's first major acquisition of fighter planes in 23 years after the Sukhoi jets were imported from Russia. The main strength of Indian Air Force is fighter aircrafts divided into categories. The first category is that of attackers, and these are the jets which have the ability to hit air to surface. The types are Jaguar, MiG-21 Besson and MiG-27. Then the another category is of the fighter aircrafts, and the types are Sukhoi 30 Mk, Mirage 2000, MiG-29. Then there are the generation 5th Rafale aircrafts, and they are capable of carrying nuclear warheads. A total of 16 aircraft, 6 each, armed with Spice 2000 and Crystal Maze missiles, flew into POK and struck Balakot terror camp. India carried out a daring airstrike at Balakot on 26 February 2020 to signal that enemy's terrorist export would no longer be cost-free. Indian warplanes, unchallenged, struck a deep target in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. The Indian Air Force has reaffirmed that it was Wing Commander Abhinandan Varman who brought down the technologically superior F-16 of the enemy Air Force on February 27, 2019. Abhinandan Varman was awarded.
We fly, we fight, we own the blue sky, the earth below, the yonder above. We guard our nation, day and night. Our presence is felt, but we are seldom seen. We strike with precision and power. We defend with valor, swift and smart, undeterred and unfazed. Generations of courage and sacrifice define our flight. We achieve the impossible. Precision and finesse define our style. We are air warriors. Our people first, mission always. Listen for the sound of our rotors, for the thunder of our engines, and watch as we soar and touch the sky with glory.
As we enter our 89th year, I would like to compliment all air warriors for a job well done in what has turned out to be an extremely challenging year. The IF is in the midst of a transformation, and we are changing the way we fight, train and maintain. Our intense focus on integration, both within the service and with our sister services, needs to continue. Modern weapon systems, sensors and technology being inducted needs to be operationalized rapidly. Given the budget constraints, we have to be innovative in our drive to enhance combat potential. Despite the effect of COVID, we need to maintain a high state of operational readiness at all times and be able to respond at short notice. On this occasion, I would like to extend my warm greetings to all air warriors, NCs, civilians and their families, and assure my countrymen of the Indian Air Force's unflinching resolve to safeguard our sovereignty at any cost. Jai Hind.
A momentous journey of 88 years. From an auxiliary flight to the fourth largest air force in the world. From flying biplanes to modern combat jets. From 7 Hawaii sepoys to a mighty strength of air warriors. The Indian Air Force is transforming at a rapid pace today and innovating with focused upgradations and application of cutting-edge technologies. Our path to rapid modernization is planned and steady. With time, we have acquired state-of-the-art platforms and systems, arming our air warriors with the best and the most lethal weaponry to fight and win. Towards strategic autonomy, we are focusing on indigenous design, development and manufacturing in consonance with the national drive of Make in India. It is a matter of great pride for us that the Indian Air Force is rapidly inducting and operationalizing indigenous aircrafts, systems and weapons in our arsenal, promoting the primacy of homegrown technology. Seamless integration of resources towards a potent fighting force is what we aim for. Our training methodology is being constantly evolved to ensure that our aircrew and technicians are adequately prepared to meet the challenges of operating modern technologies while managing legacy aircraft and weapon systems. Concerted efforts are being made to train and integrate with friendly air forces, promoting exchange of experience, operational knowledge, and enhancing interoperability. Jointness and international cooperation are our mantra and the way forward. Combat capability of the Indian Armed Forces increases as we strengthen individual core capabilities through synergy. Indian Air Force excels in execution of its operational task to defend the nation's skies while contributing to nation-building efforts with alacrity. Over the years, we have planned and strategized to carry out effect-based operations. With swiftness in response, greatly enhanced reach, precise weapon delivery, and an indomitable spirit of the Indian Air Force continues to maintain a substantial edge over its adversaries. Our greatest strength is our people. Professional, motivated, and highly trained. Committed to defending the nation's sovereignty, whatever the circumstance. Our virtues, ethos, and professionalism are embedded deep within our souls. We are determined, committed, and dedicated. Soaring high on mighty wings. It doesn't matter what the threat is or where it comes from. The Indian Air Force is ever ready to innovate, integrate, and integrate. Jai Hind.